Welcome back to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights 2 Storm of Zehir. This is Big Los, and we are inside Tempest Fury, trying to locate some research for a mind flayer named Zhiir. So let's check this place out. So we see a skeletal corpse, and looks like he's got an amulet, a quarterstaff, and some bracers. So the amulet is a scarab of protection +1. The bracers are bracers of armor +1.
To keep up.
So let's equip that on Laryl since he doesn't have any armor. I'm willing to give up the 1 point of electrical damage. And we'll put on some buffs right now because we're going to be facing some enemies.
I guess I can do that.
Where are you going? We haven't even opened the door yet. And you're attacking something? Oh, well... yeah, well, that's what I wanted to do anyway. Yeah, go ahead and cast Shock Weapon, and why don't you cast a couple more buffs on yourselves? Cast Shield of Faith, and I guess you can cast Shield on yourself. Alright.
Danger is upon us!
And I guess... instead of attacking, why don't you cast something on your animal companion? Cast Bark Skin on yourself, cast Greater Magic Bane, and Spider Skin on the dinosaur. And then I guess we will open up this door that everyone is just so eager to look behind. How come you didn't cast Shield? It didn't say that there was any spell failure.
I guess I can do that.
It just kind of disappeared. Alright, we'll cast Shield of Faith on yourself. And then we'll open the door here, and there are some ice mephits behind this door. So ice mephits are weak against fire, so let's throw a fireball in there. Real quick. We'll throw it about right here. Look at pretty much the entire room up to the corner facing us, and I think that killed about 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So 3 of them just died with 1 hit. They failed their saves, and one of them did make a save. There comes the Sylph in here, so let's make an attack. And we've killed all 4 of those, but now it looks like we have a water elemental crashing through the door over there, so now we have to go take this thing out. So let's see. I don't know why you didn't cast Shield of Faith on Valentino, but I want you to do it again now. Thank you. Alright, so we'll have everybody attack this thing, and Laryl's throwing electrical shurikens at him. That's why I wasn't too concerned about taking away the gloves of the yellow rose +1. Now the thing about this tower is there is a secret door that needs 3 keys in order to get into it. But before we go searching for those keys, I want to take out all these ancillary enemies that are in these rooms. So we got 3 more ice mephits. So why don't we do a Scorching Ray now? Let's center it on that one. And let's just attack these guys. I think they only have 25 HP. So they're not too hard to kill, actually. Alright, so we'll grab their corpses. Why don't you move out of the way, idiot? Okay, so we're going to turn on search mode because there are locked treasure chests here. And you know that since there are locked chests, they're bound to be trapped. Okay. Let's examine this trap. It'll lower the DC of disabling it by 7. So we got a DC of 23, so... that means that recovering the trap will probably be a lot harder than I want to make it. So let's just try to disable this thing. Hopefully we won't fail to save if it goes off. And it did, and it
What do you want
killed
now?
Valentino. Well, it didn't actually kill him. He's dying. He's got negative 10 hit points right now. I don't... Shouldn't that make him dead? Well, we're going to cast a healing spell on him and bring him back so we don't have to cast Raise Dead. Actually, we don't have that. We would have to use a coin of life right now. So we spontaneously converted a cleric spell. Now, let's cast Stone Skin, and then I guess we'll cast Prayer and Animate Dead as spontaneously converted spells in order to bring his HP back up. So let's loot this chest. We got a signed contract. This appears to be some sort of contract to produce a book of collective research for a mind flayer named Zhiir. We, the undersigned, do hereby pledge to research the manipulation and enhancement of extraplanar beings and compile our knowledge into a single book for the sum of no less than 10,000 gold pieces, deliverable on a date no later than 6 months from the signing of this contract. An addendum adds, the contractees are each assigned 1/3 of the key required to access the completed tome from its vault as a preventative measure against theft, greed, or other mishap. So let's grab everything, and looks like we got a ring of major cold resistance. So we'll give that to Constantina because I think she is one of the only ones left with an empty ring slot. I think Laryl now is the last one with an empty ring slot. And I'm not counting Umoja because I haven't been giving him any rings so far. So let's get these ice mephit corpses. And then there is another treasure chest in here somewhere. Let's press Z to find it. There it is. Okay, let's turn on search mode and then we'll go near it. And, of course, it's trapped. So let's examine it. It'll reduce the DC of disabling. Okay, so this one's actually a little harder than the other one. So we're going to disable this, and let's bring everybody away from here in case it goes off. That way it'll only affect Valentino.
Oh, yes.
Alright, everybody.
Yes.
Shouldn't be too much longer now.
Listening.
Nope, Constantina, don't run back.
Follow me.
Do I have to turn party AI mode off? Okay, so the trap did go off, but it did 0 damage because we not only made a save, but we have damage resistance against cold. So it looks like we got a key and 2 scrolls. Oh, we also got a journal. So we got Charm Person, and it's a level 1 wizard spell. We'll give that to Norediel. Hold Monster is a level 5 wizard spell, and then we have this empty ring of genie summoning. This ring has been especially tuned to imprison a specific genie. It is useless against, well, for any other purpose, so we're going to equip that on Laryl. And then we're going to find out what this thing does when we read this journal. Most of the previous pages have been torn out, leaving only the last few entries. The second to last entry reads, our research for Zehir is nearly complete, and not a moment too soon. The genie is unusually powerful, to put it mildly. He even nearly broke free from the binding circle the other night. Foseth claims it was simply a flaw in the circle, but I have my doubts. As a contingency, I've crafted a ring which will bind the genie into it should he actually manage to get free. Our experiments have made the genie quite insane, but it was necessary to complete the research. The latest entry reads, Foseth is screaming, this can't be good, but the wards around my laboratory should be strong enough to keep the genie out. A hasty postscript follows, I was wrong about the wards. Well, that's too bad for these wizards. Looks like they were killed, and looks like we forgot this scroll case over here. So make sure you don't forget it if you're also running this campaign alongside. So this thing is full of scrolls, so let's take them all. So we got a level 4 wizard spell. We're not going to give that yet. Here's another one. Level 3. We'll give that to Norediel. She can scribe that. She can scribe this one too. Gust of Wind is a level 2 wizard spell. Norediel can scribe that. And then we got a level 4 wizard spell. So we'll just hold on to that until she gains some more wizard levels. So let's scribe all of these. Anything else? Yep, this Charm Person.
Yes.
Alright, so we are filling up her spellbook. Now, we got some... Looks like we got a treasure bag over here from the water elemental. We got a glowing water essence. And every time we go in a room, the Sylph teleports herself into it. So we got a lockbox here. Actually, it isn't locked. And it's not trapped either. So we got a brooch of shielding and a scroll of raised dead and the third and final vault key. So we're going to put the brooch of shielding into our quick key so we can cast shield on ourselves. That will raise our AC. And we didn't have to have Nerediel cast it on us. And now let's... Of course we have to go through this whole sequence of unlocking, but we could just use the keys. The stone door contains an elaborate locking mechanism requiring 3 specific keys to be inserted and turned at the same time. So let's insert the keys and open up the vault. And here we are. We got a locked treasure chest, and since it's locked, it's probably trapped, so let's go up here and we will turn on search mode. And yes, it is trapped. So let's examine it. So let's move everybody out here. And then I guess we'll turn off party AI mode. That way they won't keep running out. There we go.
Yes. Yes.
And sometimes when the door is blocked, the other party members just stop in their tracks.
Yes.
Follow me.
Yeah, I want you out. Okay, so we learned that the DC is only 18 for this trap, but it's still kind of high for us, so we're just gonna disarm it instead of recover it. And we get 125 XP for that. And now we can unlock the chest. And we get 99 XP for that. Which is pretty good. So before we loot this thing, why don't we check these things out? We got Resurrection Scroll, we got the Gloves of Spellcraft, we got an Archer's Belt, Headband of the Binder, good for lore and spellcraft, we got a +1 Tower Shield, some gold, and the Tempest Fury research. This is the collective lore of the Tempest Fury Cabal. It primarily consists of research about the summoning of various elemental creatures and enhancing them to make them more useful as servants. From the look of it, the process involved is extremely destructive and painful, with most subjects going insane by the end of it. So let's put on some more buffs before we loot this chest. Because like the Sylph has been ranting before, Shamal is going to be here any minute, and of course he's going to show up as soon as we open this chest. So we're going to put Shield of Faith on ourselves once more because our favorite soul levels aren't that high. They kind of wore off quite soon, and then we'll have Laryl cast Shield of Faith on himself.
Yes.
Alright. So now let's open this up, and then we'll loot everything, and we have now completed the for special customers only. Unfortunately, we've taken a lot of weight, so we're going to put the Tower Shield into our bag of holding. We'll give that to Nerediel because she could directly benefit from a lore and a spellcraft boost.
Yes.
So she'll put that on. Let's open up the bag of holding and put the quarterstaff +1 in there. What about this rapier? What are we doing to hold on to that? This flute does cure moderate wounds and sound burst. And I think our used magic device is high enough for us to actually use it if we wanted to. Gloves of Spellcraft. That can only be used by a cleric, druid, wizard, or sorcerer. So we'll give that to Nerediel. Anything else?
Yes.
I think that should be about it. Now, where is this genie? I see 4 air elementals, but I don't see the genie. Oh, there he is. There's Shamal. Okay, so once you see Shamal, you're going to want to use the empty ring of genie summoning and then activate the item on him. Now, you could also defeat him and kill him, but once you do this, now we have our own genie that we can summon whenever we want. And you know how I like to summon creatures, so we're going to equip this ring. For some reason, it de-equips when you trap the genie into it, but we're gonna re-equip it, and then we're gonna summon Shamal again, and he's gonna help us defeat these air elementals.
Will do.
I can't believe I didn't cast... Oh, I did cast improved mage armor, but that lasts an hour per level. I wonder why it wore off. It hasn't been an hour. Not the slightest. So we're going to have everybody come over here and deal with these air elementals, and we're going to have Shamal help us. And it looks like he... Laryl, I mean, cast aid. And you're going to have to cast shock weapon on yourself once more. That way you can do more 1d8 electrical damage on these things. Uh-oh. Looks like Constantina fell. We're going to have to raise her back up. So I guess we will spontaneously convert the restoration spell we prepared. And she's back. So we're going to have to watch out for her. Maybe I should buff her up a little bit more in the future. Because it does seem like she does take the brunt of most of the damage.
Looks like we've got some more targets to butcher.
Alright, why aren't you attacking? Because you ran out of shurikens. So we're going to... Let's equip one of the regular shurikens. I wonder why it's not doing any damage. Target resisted all damage. What, you didn't cast, or did the shock weapon wear off? Looks like it must have wore off, because even the +1 shurikens aren't doing any damage. It only lasts for 20 rounds, but then you can cast it again at will. Alright, now we can damage these things. I can't even move Constantina out of here. It's like she's trapped between the two monsters and the rest of our party, so we're gonna have to... Oh man, I wanted her to take some herbs, but looks like we're gonna have to heal her once more. No, I don't want you to do a heal check. I want you to spontaneously convert one of these spells. And then once you're up, then you can use one of those herbs. Now we should probably prepare more stone skins in the future, because it looks like it is doing a very good job of keeping Valentino undamaged. Alright, so we got a glowing air essence. Looks like we're going to get it for each of these air elementals that we destroyed. And that should about do it. So we've trapped the genie. Let's equip these gloves of spellcraft. That means her spellcraft should be pretty high right now. She'll be able to tell what spells are being cast with that. And I guess we can leave. You know what? Why don't we go and see what the Sylph has to say about us trapping the genie. Shamal is gone. I'm free. Well, actually, no. He's right here or walking with us as a summoned creature. But yeah, he can't exert any control over you, so... On your way. No, looks like you can't loot that body. Alright, so... Let's take our leave and make our way back to the Underdark Black Market. I'm going to keep this episode a little bit short today because I kind of am in a hurry. My brother just showed up and we're about to go to the movies. Uh-oh, it looks like the shambling mounts caught up to us, so let's evade them. And then I want to have Umoja go over here. And those things actually don't move very fast. And if I did have more time, I would fight them and show them on camera. But it's just going to have to wait for another episode. Alright, looks like we're definitely able to evade these things. So let's make our way back to the Underdark Black Market. And, oh yeah, those gravestones. Why don't we check out those gravestones on our way down? I know I looted that one already. And there should be some more. And that town right there is Nimbre, and we're going to devote an entire episode to that one. Probably the next one. Okay, so we're going to dig up this grave just like the last one in the last episode, and once again we get a ring. it's probably the same exact ring that we got before.
I have such sights.
In fact, it is. It's a
to
ring of
show
fortitude
you.
+1.
Ready.
Let's give that to Umoja, and we'll have him equip it. Alright, here we go. It's not too much farther now. Oh, there's another one of those gravestones. So let's check it out. It's probably going to be the same thing again. Yep, this is a battered old gravestone, so let's dig it up and take the ring. And you don't have the lore skill to identify it, but Valentino sure does. And yeah, it's
Yes.
yet another ring.
Oh.
So everyone is full of rings right now. And a ring of fortitude +1 would actually be a step down. So we're not going to replace any of the rings that we have for anybody else. So we do have these fire newts blocking us from where we want to go. So let's try to make our way around them, and hopefully they won't notice us. Actually, a good strategy to deal with monsters that are blocking you is to have the patrols that are wandering the road distract them, which is exactly what's going on up there. So that buys us a little bit of time to go back to the Underdark Black Market. So let's enter the cave. And then we'll go to Zhiir and we'll give him the research that he wanted, and then he'll trust us sufficiently to start selling stuff to us, and then I guess we'll check out his wares very briefly. But yeah, like I said, my brother's here, and we are going to be going to the movies real soon. Alright, Zhiir. Were you successful in your task? Here's the lure you asked for. So we got 700 XP. Excellent. I'm sure you will find my selection of merchandise to be most excellent. Show us what you have for sale. Alright, so it looks like we got a bunch of +1 armors and weapons. Looks like we could buy some bolts of fire, frostbite, and lightning if we wanted to. Looks like we could buy some fire arrows. We might want to do that. Lightning arrows as well. +1 rapier and short sword. We might want to pick those up in case we don't have those for Nerediel or Valentino. And then we got some rings, a wand of lightning if we have some money. We actually do have quite a bit of money. And then we got a bunch of healers kits. So I guess I'll be doing some of this shopping off camera, and then we'll come back and go to Nimbre. So in the meantime, this is Big Low signing off. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and Tenga un buen dia.